Hello students, how are you? Students, day before yesterday we started physical features of India. Okay, and so far we have discussed about the tectonic plates, three types of tectonic plates: converging tectonic plates, diverging tectonic plates, and transforming tectonic plates. Okay, and we have discussed about the oldest landmass and how the Himalayas were formed. Okay, so far we have discussed, and I think the things are clear in your mind. Okay, now according to different geological age and according to different process, India has different types of geographic divisions, and they are now. Let's start with that. The physical features of India can be grouped or classified or categorized under the following physiographic divisions. And the first is Himalayan mountains, then northern plains, then comes peninsular plateau, then comes Indian desert, then coastal plains, and last the islands. Now let's start with our first physiographic division of India, and that is Himalayan mountains. Okay. Now earlier as I asked you that the Himalayas, they are known as young fold mountains. Why I asked you that they are known as young fold mountains? Because students, you must have remembered that the oldest part of India is peninsular plateau, and this peninsular plateau was a part of Gondwana land. Okay, and the rest of the Asia, it was a part of Angara land. And after drifting, means after breaking from these two big tectonic plates, they started drifting towards each other. And because of this, when these two tectonic plates, they collide with each other, and the sedimentary rocks which were accumulated inside the Dead Sea, it got folded, and when it come up, and it just formed in the mountain range, and that is known as Himalayas. That's why we call it as young and fold mountains, and they stretch over the northern border of India. These mountain ranges, they run in the west east direction. Now let me tell you, these are Himalayas, and they run from this west to east direction, and here they form an arc. Okay, these Himalayas from the Indus to Brahmaputra. This river Indus here, and Brahmaputra river is here. So these are Himalayas. Okay, the Himalayas represent the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barrier in the world. Why we call them barrier? Because they just protect us from the cold winds coming from North Pole. Okay, and they form an arc. In maths, you must have read this word arc, which covers a distance of about 2400 kilometer. Their length is 2400 kilometer, and their width, it varies from 400 kilometer in Kashmir. You have seen here, they have just stretched over the most of the Kashmir, 400 kilometer in width, and when they just come to Arunachal Pradesh, up to there, in between their width, it just becomes less and less and less, and 150 kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, the altitudinal means height. Variations are greater in eastern half than those in the western half. Means in eastern half, the Himalayas, they are more higher than the western half, and that's why you must have remember the world highest mountain peak. What is Mount Everest? And this is Mount Everest, in Nepal near Sikkim, and in India it is Kanchenjunga, the highest mountain peak. Okay, the both you are just you see here Mount Everest and Kanchenjunga. Okay, now let's now let's go back. The Himalayan, and because of this altitudinal variations, the Himalayas they consist of three parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. And you know, students, a number of valleys, ghatiyan, lie between these ranges. And the northernmost range is known as the Great or Inner Himalayas or the Himadri. Now, what do you mean by Himadri? Means a home of him, ice. It is that's why, because the uppermost portion of Himalayas they are always covered with ice, so we call it Himadri. It is the most continuous range consisting of the loftiest means highest peaks with an average height of 6,000 meters. And you know, Mount Everest having height of 8,400 8,848, I'm sorry, 8,848 meter. It contains all the prominent Himalayan peaks. Okay, now let's move further and let's see this complete map of India with all the 5 physical divisions. Okay, now you see this upper part, it is Himalayas or mountain ranges, then comes northern plains. Okay, then in the extreme west it is Great Indian Desert, this one. Okay, this is northern plain, and here it is Deccan Plateau. This one is known as Deccan Plateau. Here these are coastal plains, western coastal plains, and these are eastern coastal plains. And then comes what? Island groups, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and here Lakshadweep Islands. So these are 6 major physiographic divisions of India, and everywhere now you see this is Himalayas, and here it is known as Upper Greater Himalayas, then Middle Himalayas, or I mean to say Himachal, this middle part, and then this is Shivalik range. Okay, now besides this, now let's come and the rivers, major rivers. Ganga is there, Yamuna is the main territory of river Ganga, then Ghaggar, this is river Gandak, this is river Kosi, and from here from the mountain means plateau region it is river Son. Okay, then one more tributary is there, this is river Chambal. First it is the tributary of river Yamuna, and then Yamuna is the tributary of river Ganga. So these are some rivers of Himalayan rivers they are known as. Now we'll discuss this map again and again and just discuss further points. Now you see the main highest peaks in Himalayas. The highest peak, Mount Everest, it is situated in Nepal and its height is 8,848 km. And in India, the highest peak is Kanchenjunga with a height of 8,598. Then Makalu, again in Nepal, and these are the height in meters. And then the next one is Dholagiri in Nepal again, then Nanga Parbat in India, then Annapurna in Nepal, then Nanda Devi in India, then Kamet in India, then Namcha Barwa in India, and again Gurla Mandhata, Mandhata, they are in Nepal, and these are the highest peaks of Himalayas. Okay,